January 15th, 1919. Just after noon in Boston's North End, a 50-foot steel tank holding over 2 million gallons of molasses let out a deafening boom, and the neighborhood was about to be hit by a wave nobody could outrun. The North End was a crowded, working-class waterfront district, packed with Italian immigrant families, dock workers, and firehouses, right along Boston's busy harbor. For years, a giant steel tank had loomed over the neighborhood streets, holding molasses shipped in from the Caribbean. United States Industrial Alcohol built the tank in 1915, racing to meet a boom in demand. Molasses could be distilled into industrial alcohol, a key ingredient for making munitions during World War I. But construction was rushed. The company's own treasurer oversaw the build without ever consulting an engineer, and the only real safety check was filling the tank with a few inches of water, not the 2.3 million gallons of molasses it was meant to hold. Almost immediately, the tank groaned, creaked, and leaked. Neighborhood kids scraped fresh molasses straight off the outside with sticks. Instead of fixing the flaws, the company simply painted the tank brown to hide the leaking syrup. When the war ended, demand for munitions dried up, but United States Industrial Alcohol didn't slow down. Prohibition was coming, and the company kept the tank full to squeeze out alcohol for the booming bootleg liquor trade. In mid-January 1919, a brutal cold snap gave way to an unusually warm afternoon. A fresh shipment of warm molasses from the Caribbean had just topped the tank off to nearly full capacity, raising pressure and stress on its aging steel walls. At around 12:30 in the afternoon, the tank finally gave way. Steel rivets shot out like bullets, and the tank's walls tore open with a roar that people said they heard from miles across the city. A wall of molasses, more than 25 feet high, burst into the street, moving at an estimated 35 miles an hour, faster than anyone could run. The wave crushed buildings, swept horses and wagons off their feet, and tore through the support beams of an elevated railway, bending steel like it was paper. As the wave spread out, the molasses thickened into a sticky, suffocating trap. People, animals, and rescuers alike found themselves pinned in place, unable to move through the hardening syrup. More than 300 rescuers rushed in, wading waist-deep through the molasses to pull out survivors, while sailors from a nearby Navy training ship joined firefighters in the desperate search. By the time the wave settled, 21 people were dead, and about 150 more were injured. It remains one of the deadliest disasters in Boston's history. At first, the company blamed anarchist bombers, playing into the era's fears during America's first Red Scare, rather than admit any fault of their own. A landmark civil case followed, stretching on for years, with over 100 days of testimony and thousands of pages of evidence. Engineers eventually proved the truth. The tank's steel was too thin, and it had never been properly tested to hold its full load. United States Industrial Alcohol was found liable and forced to pay victims and their families roughly $628,000, worth millions of dollars today. The case became one of the first in the country to establish that engineers must formally stamp and verify their calculations before construction, helping shape the building codes and professional licensing rules still used today. Locals still say that on hot summer days, you can catch a faint whiff of molasses drifting through Boston's North End. It's a lasting reminder that cutting corners on safety always comes due. Follow for more history you never learned in school.